Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Cal.
I'm X.
And I'm Ghost.
X, you've been playing the First Descendant since its inception, since it was first released. Me and Ghost
So proud of you.
equally tried, pretty sure for accumulated an hour together. My
I got
thoughts,
the bunny.
right, I grinded enough to get Bunny and maybe like a couple of weapons, and I did like a few of the like the little missions that they have sprawled around the free roam, where you go and it's like you go up to like a little kiosk and it gives you like a mission. And I did a couple of those to try and get a weapon. I didn't think that the drop rates were that bad for weapons. I felt like they were reasonable, and I do like the fact that the game gives you like the percentage rate of it dropping. I enjoy that.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
great amount of information to have instead of just going in blind. But yeah, just tell us your experience about it. How many hours do you have in the game so far?
Too many.
I stopped playing a while ago, but I have 170 or so. Something like
That's a
that.
good amount.
Yeah, that's a decent amount. I would say.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying. I would say that's about enough time you would
That's
need to fully flesh out a looter shooter.
I would hope so.
Right.
Or at least know what's good and what's bad about it.
Right.
Yeah, I think I mean, there are people that play like 600 hours. I'm not gonna get there, but
Good God.
That's a lot.
No, this is new to me just because I don't really play looter shooters, so I don't really have much frame of reference for them either, especially not free to play.
Yeah.
Like the last thing I played that was a looter shooter was Borderlands 2. So it's been a long
That's a
time.
long time.
And like I said,
God.
definitely not a free to play game, so I'm not used to like the
Okay.
grind and the other stuff that's often associated with like these types of games. But
What hooked you into it? Like I'm curious for someone to put that many hours into it versus myself and Cal that collectively gave it 1:45 seconds. Like what kept you pushing to 175 hours for someone that's never played?
I like the character abilities, the Descendant abilities.
Okay. Like
That's
the-
fair.
I don't know.
That's
I like
fair.
the fantasy aspect of that kind of stuff, like the world, I guess.
Oh,
and the
okay.
characters.
Because I feel like that was a reason why I didn't really like this, like that type of world doesn't resonate with me. I like that
Mhm.
high fantasy like technology that I can barely like understand. Like the technology is like so far advanced, it's almost like magic, basically.
Yeah, it's definitely more like magic than just like you were saying. It seems sci-fi, but it feels more magic to me, I guess.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But no, I like the character abilities. I like the different descendants. That's the main thing. And I ended up just getting like kind of sucked into the grind, honestly,
Oh, really?
without realizing.
So they get you.
Man,
But
go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, I was just about to start.
Go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I definitely at this point I'm on like hiatus. I've taken a break from it. I'm done for now until the next update. I'll wait. But I think this is one of those types of games where that's the best way to play it. Like you play until you're not having fun anymore, and then you just stop until an update comes around.
I wish me and
Or-
Ghost had
yeah.
that same mindset.
We don't.
Yeah, I didn't want to play it until I so tired of it. I don't want to see it again. You know.
Right.
So,
And it's also, well, I don't know why I have it in my. I just sometimes even if I don't like a game, I'm like, well, I can get on here and like flesh out this extra 5% on this build, and then once I can get that 5% off and max it out, I'll get off. But then 3 hours go by, and then because the grind in the division is an actual grind.
Yeah, it's ugly.
It's a lot. So, and speaking of like grind, how, like, which descendant did you pick, and how long do you think it takes to like flesh out a full character?
well, I bought the first one that I wanted because I didn't feel like grinding for
Gasp.
Right. This man never doesn't spend money on anything.
it. Well, I would say look at the ones that they give you like through the story, because I didn't know I was going to get that many through the storyline like so easily.
Oh, really? So they did give
Oh,
you
that's
some
kind of
more.
cool then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much, it's really easy to get probably 4 or 5, probably 5 of them. It was really easy.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I didn't pay for one that was super easy to get. I mean, she's relatively easy to get. I ended up playing the water Descendant Valby.
Oh, okay. Is that the one that's not the bubble one I saw, or it's like she kind of like jumps into a bubble in her animation?
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
her.
She can kind of go under the ground, kind of like in the water, and then
Excuse
pop
me?
up somewhere else. She kind of like
Man's about to
splashes into the
re-download
water
it.
and then pops up. But yeah, I ended up buying her, and I mean, I'm glad I did because honestly, I enjoyed the game better when I played as someone I was interested in playing as.
Absolutely.
Telling you that makes a difference.
It really
Yeah,
does.
it does. I will say, the game does reward you for trying out other characters too, though. Like, there's certain things that are definitely
that's
way
cool.
easier to grind for if you have another character.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and so maybe like if you do play, maybe also look into like which ones you should unlock first, because I mean, beyond the story ones, there are some that are probably better to get first, just so it'll just make your life easier in the long run.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say you would have to spend anything on this unless it was just a character you're really interested in that you see, you look it up and you realize you're not that easy to get, or you get it much later. So might as well just toss some money at it if you enjoy it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
and get one.
And how much are these?
But,
Like $10?
I think it was $10.
Okay. Well, not bad.
No, it
So-
wasn't bad.
So obviously,
I mean-
like throughout. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, go ahead.
I'm curious because this is unfortunately Cal and I's problem. We always get about 10 hours into this and go, what exotics are there, right? So like as far as like exotic weapon grind, is it hard to get exotics? Is it something like Destiny where you do a certain quest line and you automatically get it? Like what does that actually look like towards the end game?
Yeah, okay. They do gift you a few of them. They're legendary weapons in this game, and they have they each have like their own special skill or ability attached to them.
Okay. Can you remember like a specific one that has like a talent that you would be interested in?
Depends on what you want to do. I mean, some of them have one where they like apply a debuff to defense whenever you hit a weak point.
Okay.
So those are really good for like bosses. It'll be like a 10% increase in damage, I believe, or something like that.
Okay.
It's
You
a good
got other
amount,
ones that'll like there's a chance it'll proc to shoot like these beams from the sky. It gets a little
These-
hectic when there's a bunch of people using it.
Oh, okay.
I
God,
just see 1,000 beams flying from the sky.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm sold.
Some are like I believe one of them was like a stun gun where there's a chance to stun, and then maybe I think you do more damage to stun enemies. So they're not all like extremely unique, but I mean it's good enough. And I think for the most part, it's okay. It's an okay grind for the weapons. Honestly, I didn't even really grind for the weapon. I ended up using the purple weapon for almost all of my gameplay.
Really? You didn't even like try to go get an exotic?
I have a couple. I just like the purple.
Okay.
Okay, that's the first.
The purple one I got was like it was a.
What is his
called the
purple
tank.
weapon and what is his name?
You know why? Because I've seen what you use in other games, so there's a reason why.
Right, because
you
I
held on
have
the
to
purple
know
one.
what this weapon does.
Okay, so at first I was using one of the ones they gift you as you play is the Thunder Cage. It's an SMG, and
There we go.
basically like whenever you kill an enemy, it sends a shock, like a electric blast out, and shocks all nearby enemies. So
Okay.
it's really good for like AOE clearing, like lots of little mobs.
Yeah.
But I did not like reloading so much. It got on my nerves. I ended up pulling out. There's a gun called the Tamer. And I mean, there's nothing special about it. It's just a pretty good, decent DPS gun that can carry you through like the main story. And I mean, clearly through the end game, some of the end game as well, because I used it pretty much the whole time. But it's, I think it's an LMG, and I just never let go of the trigger. I loved it. It was so.
It has that
That's-
many
that's up
rounds
your
in it?
boy.
satisfying.
That's up your
Just
alley.
So satisfying, just sitting there staring
tell
the
him
boss
that.
in the face and unloading.
Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that at all. Saw the man on Space Marines pick up an LMG. Man was grinning from ear to ear. I could see it.
Yes, yeah. I would probably do that as well.
So is it so many rounds in the gun that makes it like that, or is it a trait that like refunds ammo back to the weapon? Like
Now we're
kill?
talking.
No, it's just so many rounds, but there's also you can do modifications to it. I mean, you can increase the rounds per magazine and in total rounds through like the little mod system they have. So.
Oh, okay. When you
Which I did. I maxed them all out. I just never let go.
Oh my
I had one of the mods that makes your fire rate faster the longer you hold the trigger. So I was just
There we
unloading.
go. See, good weapon design.
It's always some madness. I just knew it had to be a reason. As to why
he didn't
was
just casually keep that.
Right. There's a reason for everything he has in his kit.
But the guns were pretty good. The gunplay was nice. I will say, I mean, a lot of the I guess this kind of goes into the review territory at this point, but like the battle pass stuff that they had,
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff included were like skin, at least in the preseason one, were skins for weapons that I don't think anyone would really use beyond like early leveling. So I'm not really sure why they put those in there. They're decent looking skins, but they're kind of useless because I would never use those weapons.
You know, this
Oh,
is just
like
baiting
blue
somebody
weapons.
in. Well, I guess you got to hook somebody in somewhere.
I
Like,
guess.
oh, look
Yeah,
at
they're
something
definitely
new.
hooking in a certain part of the audience with some of these outfits.
Oh my gosh, the outfits.
You wanna
are
talk
great,
about it?
though. They're all really good, though.
They are well designed. I have to give it to them. They did a
They're
really good
so
job
good.
on that.
The ultimate. I know a lot of people don't like the ultimate descendant helmets. They wish they were like removable, but then I believe in the season 1 battle pass they made it so you can have they made a skin, basically like a helmetless skin that you could equip.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That's interesting. People don't want to wear their helmets.
Well, the helmets are kind of
Ugly.
and yeah, they're interesting. I'll just
Okay.
say that.
Ugly. There we go.
Yeah, just call it what it is.
Right.
Yeah, they're not. Some of them aren't great. They don't
Concord
really fit with
level.
the rest of the design.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Concord level design on the helmets.
Man, them 10 hours really hurt you that bad.
They did. What about one thing I did, because you mentioned boss earlier, like, are the bosses unique, like in the way that you defeat them, or is it the same system used to defeat them on every single boss? Like you got to do the same steps every time to defeat one elite, I guess.
Well, there is some repetition there, and some of the like designs of the bosses are just kind of like elemental reskins of some of the previous ones.
Okay.
But their attacks are different, and often between like regular mode and hard mode, it'll be a completely different boss, or like they'll do a different attack pattern. So there is some variance there.
Okay.
I like all the. They're called colossi, or it reminded me of Shadow of the Colossus.
I was just about to
because
say
you can
that.
grapple onto the weak points.
Yeah, I
and,
did like
like,
that aspect of the game.
Destroy them. But no, honestly, I really liked all of them. I honestly just wish there were more of them.
Oh, okay.
The mechanics, you can like just full on DPS them down with certain builds before they even get to any interesting mechanics.
Oh,
But
okay.
you have to really spec into that specific build to be able to do that. But a lot of the later hard mode bosses have, like, this is one of my complaints, I guess, that some of them you just have to watch a video before you play them, so you don't get wiped, you know?
Oh, okay. So it's just
Some of the stuff will be like, what do I do here? I just bubbles floating through the sky. Do I pop them? What do I do with it?
okay. We've had
Turns out you need to like shoot them toward the boss, and then that's
Oh,
how-
really?
Yeah.
yeah. You did end
So
up
there's some
dying multiple
mechanics in
times
it.
for figuring that out.
Yeah, you definitely watch a video before you play them, but I was fine with some people. I saw some people complain about like the wipe mechanics, but I was fine with that.
What's
Like,
wrong with the
where
wipe
you have to do where like you had to do some of the colossi, you have to do a certain task, maybe like collect these flames that they drop to keep you safe from a complete freeze of the battle arena they do.
Oh, okay.
Or you'll just be wiped, which is, I have no problem with it. The problem is when no one knows what's going on, when you're playing with randoms.
Yeah, that
So
seems.
yeah, that's one of the main. I wish there was a better way to find groups in the game.
Pretty sure they
then
got.
I think it would
Well,
be
you talking about in game? I
So-
was about to say you can go on Discord.
Oh no, Discord's fine, yeah, but
Yeah.
in the game needs to be better. Like world chat's pretty useless. It's just filled with spam. So
Oh, sweet Jesus.
yeah,
I was actually
needs to
waiting
be-
for him to say you guys need to get back on there. I was waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where I think it'll be much more fun with a dedicated group. Like these mechanics it's basically like RNG. Hope you get into a group that knows what the mechanics are, and not someone who just keeps joining, hoping someone will carry them through the boss fight.
Yeah, that's another problem. I've ran into that on some games. I'm like, buddy, you're not going to get there. Once I figure out that you're not here to benefit us, you're getting kicked immediately. It's crazy that people do that, though. Like,
Yeah.
like you're too low of a level to be in here from the get go. I don't understand. How did you even get here? Who invited you?
Got you looking through your friends list. Who is
Right?
this?
Who is this? Like, text going out to everybody.
I'm gonna run through some stuff real quick just because I got a list of things here.
Okay.
I'll do the cons first. I'll switch it up. Some enemy and boss attacks are absurd, like the tracking on them. It's
Okay.
just stupid. They'll shoot like a laser beam at you, and it will track you. You can be the fastest character, all speed modifications, doesn't matter. They're on you from like a mile away.
Good God.
Really annoying. Or they'll have like rocket pods that'll follow you. I even had one, I guess, kind of elite enemy. He shoots like a slower tracking projectile.
Okay.
I ran in a circle. I didn't even realize the projectile had been following me this whole time. I was running in a circle around the map, clearing the ads, and then I turn invisible because this Descendant can. And then, like, I think I'm fine. I'm invisible. So I take a second reload, and I'm like watching my cooldowns, and I just get killed by this slow projectile that's been following me this whole time.
Good God. It doesn't even bother to
It doesn't
disappear.
break with the invisibility. It's really annoying.
Wow.
The tracking, because the thing is, you have a dodge roll, but it's kind of useless when everything tracks you. So it just sticks to you. You can't dodge out of the way of it.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like it
stupid.
would be more fun if you like a well-timed dodge actually did something for you.
Right,
But cover is
exactly.
way more important than dodging in this game.
Mm.
I'll say, let's see, as far as content, in-game content, I didn't play like super far into the end game. I defeated all the Colossi on hard mode.
Is that the
but-
hardest difficulty?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
But the main content is really grinding for weapons and characters, because you'll relatively quickly you could clear the hard mode bosses like once you've really geared up. And the way that I think it works like Warframe, I haven't played any of these others, but people are saying it's like Warframe, kind of like you level up your character, get to max level, and then you could put a catalyst or a slot modifier on that will reduce the amount of space that slot takes up, so you can put
Okay.
more in.
Yeah.
But then you have to level them back up to max again, so it does take a while to really level someone up. But they have been like making that easier as far as how much XP you get for certain missions.
At least they're easing up on that.
Yeah.
Instead of, it's usually free to play game, we'll not care. They'll be like, that's the
Right.
whole point.
Performance is okay. I only had a few like crashes. Well, I say a few. I mean, I played a long time. I had a lot of crashes in the 170 hours.
Really?
But they weren't crashes like back to the desktop. It was more like network issues, it seemed. Like I got kicked back to the main screen.
Oh, okay.
That happened maybe like 30 times. I'm not sure. But
Jesus.
that is over the course of, like I said, 170 hours. But it was really annoying when I'm like 15, 20 minutes into like a long mission, and then I get kicked back.
Yeah.
To the
That would send
main
me to the ether.
The newer content they added, the invasions, are pretty good. They have like puzzle mechanics. It seems like most people either love or hate them at this point. Some people were saying they're too hard, so then they nerfed it. I think they're okay. I'm fine with the variety they add, but it's not anything as far as like real in-game content.
Are they
And
really
do
that
need to make
hard?
them-
Like,
initially, yes, they were
okay.
quite.
Okay.
It was like true in-game content where you really need to be kind of you got to think about your build more
Okay.
than a lot of the other content.
Okay.
So I mean, it was doable. Now it's definitely doable after the nerf, but I think they're talking about make it co-op in the future, and they do need to do that. I don't see why they made it solo only for those invasions. They're short
Really?
missions anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're short missions. It's, I mean, it's you get a lot of good currency out of it, and it's also to unlock the newest Descendant, Haley, the snow sniper chick,
Uh-huh.
the one you watch the trailer of, and you like the
Yeah.
first
I
10
like that
seconds
first,
of it. Right?
first 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a good trailer.
But yeah, I think it really definitely needs more in-game content. Just like even because like a lot of the trash mobs are, I mean, it's fodder. They're nothing at this point for like a bunny who has AoE to just walk through, or a lot of characters AoE just walk through them and just wade through them and kill them all easily.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine, but I do think they need more hard content. I also wish they would just add more Colossi. That's what I'm ready for. Those are some of my favorites. They need to add more Colossi. The arenas for the Colossi need to be different, like more unique.
Yeah, I did hear that those were like the best parts of the game. Like when you can
I
work
like
through
them.
and get
I
to
really
them.
like them. People complain about the mechanics for them, but I mean, overall, they were some of the best fun that I had was playing with them, and just even doing them over and over again was fun.
Oh, okay.
But those are the main cons that I had. I'll say pros, the gunplay is good. The grappling hook is so good. I love the grappling hook. It takes me back. It's not as good as Titanfall, but it just takes me
I was about
back
to say,
Titanfall.
Titanfall still has some of the best movement in a game
And
ever.
you can do the slam thing where you can like kind of slingshot yourself as you with the grappling
Oh,
hook. You know
okay.
how you can try to change your direction
Yeah.
midair. They have modifications for it, so you can use it like without actually latching onto something. You can just latch onto air and pull yourself.
What?
Yeah, I like it. It's fun. I like the grappling hook. Graphics are pretty good. I like those.
The
Like I was
graphics
saying,
were
the
good. Yeah.
the performance is relatively good. I mean, sometimes in the main hub it kind of chugs because there's a lot of people or stuff going on.
Yeah. People playing
Or if you have like a
bongos.
ton of or if you have a ton of enemies on screen shooting all their heat-seeking missiles at you that you can't dodge. Sometimes that could get kind of choppy, but overall,
And
it's fine.
then you get locked out to the title screen.
Oh, yes. The voice acting was good. I like that. I listened to both the English and the, I guess Korean. Is it? Both of them were fine.
Yeah, once I put on the Korean, it was a lot better experience for me.
I think the Korean's better for sure, but I had no problem with the English.
Oh, okay.
Some of the voice lines do get old. Like certain characters will repeat the same thing over.
Yeah.
And it'll just stick in your head. But I do think that's more of a problem in the English just because I understand what everyone's saying,
Right.
so it gets really annoying.
Exactly. Another reason to turn it to Korean.
Yeah. Most of the Descendants are fun to play. I like all the unique abilities. Some of them have more like niche uses where like they're only like support characters. A lot of them are not only useful as support, like they can do good damage, but they have one that's like a rhythm music based character, which I really like, but I feel like she has less viability just because of the way she's currently designed.
Oh, okay.
And they have been like they do this a lot, which is one of the biggest things. I guess one of my biggest praises I can offer is all the quality of life fixes and listening to community they've done is insane. I did not expect this.
Yeah, I've been hearing some good things about, them really trying to make this a game that the community likes, and they've been listening to feedback.
Yeah,
It's always a
people
plus.
complain about grinding, or like maybe people will use like, I wouldn't say necessarily exploits, but they'll play in a certain way to min max how much experience or gold they get from this. And instead of like nerfing that, they buff stuff to make it more enjoyable. They do a lot of buffing instead of nerfing in this game.
That's
It's so
how it should be.
refreshing.
That's how it should be, because most people
Yeah,
would
that's-
like take it away.
Yeah. You would think with free to play, that's definitely something they would
Right.
take away. Like, oh, it's much easier now to grind for this. So,
It buffs
But
the
no,
things around whatever people
Yeah.
are using, and then
yes,
people will spread out to other events.
I think as long as they keep doing this, I guess it's kind of closing thoughts. Oh, the kiosk or whatever you're talking about for selecting missions.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's kind of part of the. I like that quality of life feature. It just makes it easier to do. Like you can easily find where what you want drops and just teleport straight to the mission. You don't have to go through each map and walk to each
Oh,
area.
well, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So I like that as well. I think as long as they continue updating the way they are, because they've been doing it so quickly, sometimes too quickly, I think.
really?
Too quickly, as in like they listen to the player base's knee-jerk reactions to everything.
Oh, okay. And
they
then
respond
immediately
to
go.
it. Yeah, I think they should just
Let it die down for at least like 2 to 3
let it
weeks.
calm down. People are
Right.
like too hard, nerf this, and then they nerf it, and they're like, then the people are like too easy, too easy. I'm like, okay, and you can't make people happy.
Right.
But no, they respond really quickly. I'm excited to see where it goes. The content's kind of thin once you get to the end game, but overall, I enjoyed it. I'm taking a break, like I said, and I'm definitely willing to go back when they have the next update.
Good. Didn't expect this rave of a review.
I didn't either.
Good on Nexon, because they definitely were, just reading about their history. Didn't really expect them to, listen to the community like this.
Right.
Maybe they've changed the way that they operate at their offices, HQ, somewhere along the way. They're like, hey, we need to change the way that we do things around here. Otherwise, we're not going to have a fan base.
Right.
But yeah, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, because Nexon's making Marvel Rivals. Or are they publishing that?
No, I think that's someone else.
There's somebody. I keep getting them mixed up with.
What is it called? NetEase. You're mixing.
Yes. Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. I'm like, God. Every time I think Nexon's in, I'm like, no, it's not them.
Yeah.
Now that you are in Looter Shooters, that means I can drag you into just about anything now.
Let's go.
And you will understand.
We got a third.
We got a third. Now you understand Looter Shooters. Now that you didn't have to, go past a paywall, and actually play. Now you understand how the systems work. Now you understand how addicting they are. That means that when the next whatever Looter Shooter I drag you into, you'll be a veteran by then.
Depends. Do the skins look like Haley's?
No, they don't. I don't. No. Might have to Photoshop that over, put a sticker over.
Okay, that's fine.
Ghost, you have anything else?
I sure don't.
Well, like I said, thanks again, X, for the review.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys for listening. Also, once again, thank you for the 100 subscribers. Never thought I'd see 100 in my life.
Craziness, man.
I remember when we were back at 15.
Right. I remember back
I
in 8.
remember it was just 8.
That's when I made 14 accounts.
Funny.
That's great. The dedication.
What a wild thing to say.
But yeah, thank you guys for the early support. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a video. Go check out my Battlefield rant. I think that's worthy of listening to. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.